Hello friends, I'm Manish Anand. The Raisina brings to you a daily analysis of the editorials carried in India's top 5 English newspapers. In today's editions, at least 4 of the newspapers have carried editorials on the police action against the Zee Hindustan journalist Rohit Ranjan. Friends, you must be knowing that the Chhattisgarh police had come to arrest him, but somehow Ghaziabad police ensured that he was not arrested, while Noida police detained him for some other case. So there is a case of state versus state in the police actions, while there is a growing number of incidents whereby the state police are taking actions against journalists and activists on the Indian Penal Code provisions of sections where you can be penalized for hurting the sentiments of the people. That's quite subjective in nature, and there is a flurry of cases across the country on this ground being filed against media persons, activists, and others. Friends, the actions of the police in the recent years shouldn't leave anyone in doubt that they are unquestioning political tools, more focused on carrying the commands of their rakas in power than improving the law and order situations in the state. Times of India, Indian Express, and The Hindu have come out with edits on emotional hurt crime, obsessed police forces in the states, with trigger being Chhattisgarh police's failed bid to arrest TV anchor Rohit Ranjan, which was reportedly blocked by Ghaziabad police. Indian Express offers a summary of the police's alleged excesses, ostensibly at the behest of their political masters, to pounce on cases lodged against journalists, activists on grounds of hurt feelings, enshrined in the Indian Penal Code. Cases of Muhammad Zubair, climate activist Disha Ravi in Bangalore are mentioned by the Indian Express, while reminding the government of only recently signing the democracy statement at G7 summit in Germany, which was held only last week. While Indian Express has kept focus on police actions against journalists and activists, the Daily says that the rebuttal should be enough in incidents of press lapses. But Rohit Ranjan case, friends, involves alleged willful doctoring of the Rahul Gandhi's video, which portrays him as taking considerate views on the Udaipur killers of the tailor Kanhaiya Lal at a time when such an act can finish off political career of politicians. So merely regretting airing the doctored video isn't enough, since the journalist is evidently flaunting his influences and he is definitely not regretful of his deeds, which in fact is the well-known shortcut for stardom for television anchors. The Times of India has also commented on the Rohit Ranjan episode but has taken the angle of state versus state police, citing the incident of Punjab and Delhi cops sparring over the arrest of the BJP spokesperson Tajinder Bagga a few months back, while also reminding the fate of Jignesh Mevani, who was arrested by the Assam police from Gujarat. The Daily also reminds the Maharashtra police arresting Marathi actor Nikhil Bhamre for tweeting on NCP strongman Sharad Pawar. The rot in the police system needs no elaboration. The police reform could never took off in the country. Ironically, the police don't act so swiftly against Kerala minister who hurt people's sentiments about the Constitution of India when he argued that the Constitution promotes exploitation of the poor during a speech in Kerala, or A. Raja, the DMK MP, who warns that Tamil Nadu will secede from India, which again should be a cause enough to hurt the people's sentiment. The Hindu calls for making distinctions between words and violence while examining the recent police actions over hate crimes. Quote, as the adage goes, sticks and stones may break bones, but words will not, unquote, argued the Hindu. But Delhi fails to note that spoken words have been grounds for killing people and even triggering communal riots. Isn't the spoken words of Nupur Sharma on television channels the cause of the death of the tailor in Udaipur and also a person in Maharashtra? That calls that there should be a strict caution on the spoken words which may flare up the communal sentiments in the country. Well, that debate is still open and there could be several arguments on that. Friends, that leaves us in a tricky situation, and certainly professional police forces only can serve the interests of modern India. However, it must be noted that all attempts to reform the police forces have failed in the country so far. Indian Express has also carried an edit which is worth mentioning, friends, since the Raisina Hills had informed readers only a few days ago about the alarm bells ringing in the government over the prospects of prolonged food crisis in the world. The Daily argues that the centre's bid to call for enhancing the paddy and wheat productions is unwarranted. Friends, Indian Express is arguing on that line because it believes that the government's bid to seek more paddy and wheat production is only because of export considerations. The Daily doesn't write or argues in this piece that the Russia-Ukraine war, which has turned agricultural land in Ukraine infertile, which may not be able to produce wheat for several years. And friends, Russia and Ukraine are known to be the world's wheat bowl. So in that context, along with the deepening climate change, which has direct impact on the wheat production, may create food crisis in the world in the immediate future. And maybe the government of India's call to the farmers to enhance the productions be driven because of those concerns. Economic Times has commented on the reports that Twitter will be suing the government of India for ordering it to take down contents. The Daily, while arguing that the social media isn't an arbiter of free speech, suggests that the time for self-regulation of such platforms may be over. Twitter and other social media platforms are also facing the parliamentary scrutiny, friends, as the Standing Committee is examining the Personal Data Protection Bill, and several of their executives have already appeared before the members in the parliament. Now that the social media is well known for its disruptive impacts in all walks of life, including democracy, elections, communal peace, it will be wise only that the tech-owned foreign social media giants be forced to comply with the Indian laws, and that will also provide the level playing field to the mainstream media in the country. Deccan Herald has taken a deep look at the Bharatiya Janata Party's bid to spread in the southern states. After the party's national executive meeting in Hyderabad, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi asked the party leaders to take out Sneha Yatra, the Daily advises the BJP to embrace inclusive politics and give expressions to the aspirations of all sections of the society. So friends, that was all we had in the editorial analysis for the day, in which we tried to cover the main key areas on which the newspapers have commented in today's editions. You may share your feedback about our presentation on the channel, and also share the link with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.